Hi, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Now, today's video is going to be about several different cases that some people have brought to my attention in Clay County, Florida. Clay County, Florida. As you know, I'm located in Florida myself, so when it comes to cases that are in the state of Florida, it's always something interesting to me because it obviously is very close to home, so I want to look into it. Now, somebody sent me a video that was in reference to a deputy, actually not a deputy, what he thought was a deputy, and it ended up being a police officer assigned to an elementary school, yes, located in Clay County, but not a deputy of Clay County, a police officer that was employed by a law enforcement agency located within Clay County. Okay. So in 2020, Officer Alan Reese, ID number 1042 of Orange Park Police Department in Florida, was working as an elementary school resource officer for the school board of Lake County. He thought that he was texting a 15-year-old girl. Sheriff Michelle Cook responded to my inquiry about this individual because at the time I was under the assumption that he was a Clay County deputy. She sent me a response advising that he has never worked for her, that he was indeed employed by the school board working for that elementary school, and that the person that Reese was actually texting was a man. The man, pretending to be a 14-year-old girl online, was attempting to expose this officer for communicating with what could have been an underage girl. Of course, that individual filmed the officer and put that online. And here's a little clip of that video from the officer.
What's up, Alan? Alan Reese. What's going on? Do you know who I am?
I have no idea.
No idea? You know my 14-year-old niece. I'll put it that way. That you've been texting for a couple months? You know her? The one you want sexy bikini pictures from? The one you want to wrestle and meet at her house when her mother's gone? Do I need to pull up the chats? I got her phone right here. So what are we going to do about this? You're a Leo. Are you kidding me? Do you not think that's inappropriate to ask her for sexy bikini pics? Now you know what you can and can't say to go to prison. Otherwise, I'd have the ICAT detective here with me. What do you have to say about that? That's my niece. What would you do if it was your niece? Do you want to wrestle? Do you see my ears? Do you want to wrestle a man like me? Is that what you want to do? Because I'm sure we can find a school around here that has some wrestling mats. Do you want to pin me down? Do you think I'm smart enough to know what you're going to do after you pin me down? I didn't want to do this in front of any kids or anything like that. Okay, well, no, and I'm going to be out of here before any kids are around.
If you want to talk, then...
How do you think I feel when that's my 14-year-old niece? And you're working at a school? Are you kidding me? You are a disgrace to Leos. You know that? I back the blue. I work with law enforcement constantly. You're a disgrace. You should take that badge off. 1042. You should take that belt off and take your ass home. Is what you should do. I'm going to let you get back to work, but I wanted you to see my face and see the man that's going to be watching for you. I know everything about you. Everything. All right? If you ever come near my niece or you come near any children, I'm going to be there, and so are the ICAC detectives. All right? Bye.
So as you can see, this individual's body language, facial expression, even with the mask, it's pretty clear that he's not going to respond to anything that this person says to him, right? He doesn't want to confirm or deny anything. He's trying to do his best to not react to it. And I mean, if I were just a person not knowing anything about this story, I would be like, yeah, he's very uncomfortable with the conversation, and he's not doing anything to tell that person to stop the conversation. He's clearly he's in a thought process about what's happening there and what's going to happen to him when it's exposed. So ultimately, what happened after this came to light was that the school board did terminate that officer. I do not know where Alan Reese is today. Of course, if you have any information on where this officer went, you can bring it to our attention, and then we'll do potentially an update on that just so you know where he's at today. Many times when these kind of things happen, these officers are admonished, maybe not even prosecuted for anything, right? But they are admonished, sometimes terminated, which he was. And then they go and they apply to another law enforcement agency, maybe in that state, maybe somewhere else. But many times they do end up getting reemployed. And so what we're trying to do now is create that Brady list, which is a national database, and I'll provide the link below in the notes, that you can go on to that Brady list and you can report incidents involving law enforcement officers, judges, or prosecutors anywhere in the United States on that list. And the Brady list team will look over that information and create that active national file on that person so that when law enforcement agencies or citizens want to look up that person, they can find them on that list and find possibly updates on where they are employed now in order to make official complaints. So this is something that is really crucial to create a transparent opportunity for those of us that want to be able to track and trace these kind of individuals in the system. It's really important that you make those reports and that you keep everyone else aware of individuals that could potentially harm them or family members. So please, if you do have any information, you can send me tips at officer.jody@gmail.com, officer.jody@gmail.com. I will respond to you. And I take very few select cases. I am very busy with the few that I have right now. So please be patient. If you do write me, I will respond. Now, there was a second incident involving an actual Clay County deputy here in Florida. The name of that deputy is Travis Pritchard, who was arrested by the Green Cove Springs Police Department in early 2020 for actually sexting a 15-year-old girl, who really was a 15-year-old girl. He was subsequently sentenced to 35 years in prison in August of 2021 for production of CP. Now, you'll notice that many times when I do talk about these kind of cases, I use the term CP because what I've found is for those out there that create videos trying to help others, when they use the full term, the full word of CP, the videos will get taken down, the channels will get removed or blocked, and it creates all kinds of problems for that person. So if you want to know what the word CP means, you might be able to figure it out on your own. But if you don't know what it is, you can certainly message me and I'll tell you.
We're learning more tonight about this former Clay County deputy who's been arrested. He's accused of sneaking into a house to have sex with a 15-year-old girl. Clay County investigators say there could be more victims out there, and they're encouraging anyone to come forward who might have information.
Deputy Travis Pritchard was fired by the sheriff's office after his arrest over the weekend. News4Jax reporter Scott Johnson is joining us live from the Clay County Sheriff's Office headquarters in Green Cove Springs with what we learned about Pritchard today. Scott?
Joy, I'm still working to get a copy of his employment record here at the Sheriff's Office headquarters in Green Cove Springs after these allegations come out about sexual contact with a 15-year-old. Travis Pritchard is out at the Clay County Sheriff's Office after he's arrested by a different agency, the Green Cove Springs Police Department. GCPD arrested Pritchard on duty. He's accused of sneaking into a 15-year-old girl's home late at night to have sex. Investigators say the two first met in an area around Clay High School and began a months-long relationship. Detectives posed as the girl, which led to Pritchard sending more incriminating messages.
So these types of incidents involving law enforcement officers are occurring way too often, and many times are not brought to the attention of the parents in those communities. As always, I always say, do not leave your children unattended with anyone. Always do your own due diligence to investigate those people that may be around your children. It's just not safe for kids, and you really need to be very careful about these type of environments that you might have your kids in. I look back at when my kids were young, and I had a very clear conversation with them. We called it good touch, bad touch. I've actually provided instruction in public schools as a law enforcement officer to young kids about good touch, bad touch. So if you have grandkids or children or young kids in your family, or you have friends that have young kids, they really need to have a very clear conversation with them to protect them and keep them safe. Because, a lot of kids are in sports and they have events at church. They have stay away camps with different youth groups, and you really need to let them know that not to keep secrets and to have these open conversations with you if they feel uncomfortable around anyone, because this will help protect these kids. Okay, so again, if you have any tips on anything that you want me to look into or do a story on, please send me a message, officer.jody@gmail.com. Make sure to subscribe to the videos to get updates, put it on notifications, like the videos, share with all of your friends and family so that we can get that viewership up and be able to get the information to those that need it. And again, I look forward to doing more videos for you and bringing more information to light, and also updates on all of the existing stories that I do. Okay, so stay safe. See you soon.